Good evening. It's October 26, 2022. And this is a meeting of the Majority Minority Redistricting Subcommittee. We're going to begin with the roll call. Dominic Mazza,
Here.
Adrian Kissy,
Here.
Constance Graves,
Here.
Larry Malden,
Here.
Kashana Owens Cody,
Here.
myself, Marie Allen Campbell, Donna Bullock on the way. Okay, did y'all get a chance to look at those minutes from August 6th? Nobody did? Okay, so
Okay, we'll have to go to August 6th.
we'll table approval of minutes to the next meeting. So we have built this session as a work session, essentially so that we could look at maps. Look at the existing maps. So Kashana, we're going to be looking at the documents that I sent you.
Okay.
There's two of them. Did y'all take any opportunity to look at anything since we last met?
Kind of looked at those maps, but the ones I had, I wasn't sure, those are the ones we're gonna be reviewing. Here,
Well,
Get into the parking lot with the test of your critical thinking skills.
oh,
So the GPS brings me like down the hill. This is a one-way street. So I go back and I said, well, let me go up, but then there's no street.
It's a one-way street out there?
Yeah, so
Because there's a sign out off of North Pearl that with an arrow that points you that
Come on.
way.
I didn't see it. I saw the school.
yeah.
So after I
I had no
finished,
idea it was one-way street, I just drove right up there.
after I finished my tour.
so Donna Bullock just joined the meeting.
I came down North Pearl from downtown. I got here and I took a left.
Well, it came from my house.
But was you on North Pearl?
Yeah,
When you
Okay.
got to North Pearl, you
I
couldn't.
came down, it brought me a crazy way.
Okay, I was about to say that.
So Donna, we just tabled the minutes because nobody reviewed them.
Okay.
So we just tabled them. Do you have this?
Thank you.
So I figured, for this meeting, this is probably the best thing for us to look at. Because this includes all of the MMD maps that we created. And it also includes some of the submissions. And then there's a second part that includes, a couple of the large doll submissions that were analyzed in terms of effectiveness, and it also includes the Gwen Pope map. So this appeared to be the most comprehensive thing for us to look at. Is everybody good with that?
That's what you missed the other day.
I sent y'all a bunch of stuff. I sent
I
these
think this
today.
was part of it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I know
This is what I
one was,
looked at.
I'm not sure about the other one.
This is what I looked at.
So everybody's good with that?
Yeah.
So the top sheet, it just shows where we were starting with the state adjusted population and where we were at in terms of the population number and statistics for Hispanics, whites, blacks, Native American, Indians, Asians, Hawaiian and Pacific Islanders, 2 or more races, non-Hispanic other. So that was some data that we had.
Excuse me, where was the Wi-Fi here?
North Albany,
North Albany.
North Albany Public Library. So the next page, are you able to follow along with us, Kashana?
Yep, I have mine up.
Okay. So the next page was the current is districts. And so just overlaying the census data on top of the current MMDs. This is what the percentages were for the population. And so we saw from this that there were 3 districts that showed as MMDs. So that was 2, 3, and 4. And the other ones, and then there were 2 pluralities. That was 1 and 6. And in terms of voting age population, 2, 3, and 4, they were above 50%. And when you combine the non-Hispanic, Black, and Hispanic, quite a few of them went above 60%. And then District 5 and District 7 is on here, but for purposes of this chart, District 5 and 7, they were not a MMD, nor were they a plurality. So everybody follows that?
This was true for both population and voting age.
I
Okay,
thought that was interesting,
all right.
so.
So then, when we came up with our first plan, that was when we initially went into Manans.
Yeah, but we didn't go as far as we went to second.
No, didn't,
Right,
not far at all.
right. We just had that little appendage. We went into Manans, and as a result of doing that, we still had those 3 MMDs, the same ones, 2, 3, and 4. What's the voting age?
Over to the,
Oh, voting age.
Yeah, there it
over
is.
to the.
So, yeah, and the voting age for those 3 MMDs were above 50%.
Well above.
Way above.
Mhm.
And the minority voting age population you could see the numbers were pretty high.
Yeah.
Like like 5 of them were 70% or better almost, except for the one that was 69. And
Yeah.
then,
One was 50, 80.
Mhm.
And having such a high percentage of voting age population, is that a problem?
no, that's good.
Oh,
That's
So
good.
only in population,
Yeah,
that would not be.
I mean, it's good particularly because of the lower voter turnout
Mhm.
for minorities.
Right.
So you want the voting age percentage.
Okay, but I'm thinking about this 50% thing and over 50%, so that's only in terms of the population. Like, we had a district that was 75% minority. Well, kind of like the situation we're in. You know, when they talk about packing,
Yeah.
okay, so that's good. We had
Why,
58,
if I recall correctly, the reason we moved beyond this was NAS. Correct?
Yeah, because we had an initial public hearing and some of the feedback that we got. Like, I think most of the feedback we got in that initial hearing was related to Manans.
And that was just a little piece.
Yeah,
And that's just a little piece.
yeah, and so,
I just wanted to make sure that that's the way I remember it.
Boy.
and so we agreed that we would, come out of Manans at that point. But I think even still, most of us felt there was justification for being there.
But yeah, when we look at the population numbers.
So then we went to revised Plan A, where it essentially stayed the same except for we came out of Manans. And you can see that 2, 3, and 4, in terms of population, they were over 50%. And 2, 3, and 4, in terms of voting age, like in 2, it dropped. So really, yeah, all the numbers dropped, and you could see that when you combine non-Hispanic, Black, and Hispanic, you could see that those numbers went lower.
But it's still like over 60%. I'm looking at the right one.
Yeah, but like District 1 dropped by what, like 10 to 11%. District 2 dropped by
We're
like
talking voting age.
8%. Yeah, voting age. So, I mean, the drops, I mean, they were significant. So then we had,
So in essence, with this one, we had 5, what we would qualify as MMDs, because 5 and 7 were even combined Hispanic and non-Hispanic Black. District 4 and 7,
well, yeah.
5 and
We
7
still had 3.
dropped
Yeah.
under 50%.
We still had
Still had 5.
3 MMDs.
Okay.
Was that
2,
based
3, and
on
4.
population or based on voting age population?
Voting age I was talking about.
Well, if you're
Oh,
just
Okay.
looking at,
I was looking at.
if you're just looking at Black voting age.
Well,
population,
MMD is based on population.
Right,
The
So
It's
we-
a MMD if the population is 50% or more non-Hispanic Black.
Right,
Mhm.
So we have 3 in this plan.
Voting age starts to like get at how effective it's gonna be or how strong it's gonna be as a MMD. So then, and you can see like in the draft plan A revised,
Mhm.
you see, District 5, non-Hispanic white percentage is almost like 55%. And then for the voting age, it's 58.52%. District
Five.
7, it's under 50%.
Mhm.
In population as well as in voting age.
Yeah.
And the rest of it is non-Hispanic, Black, Hispanic, and those different combinations. Like where somebody might have been white and Black, or they might have been Black and Hispanic, or they might have been, it's like those different combinations, two or more races is what makes up the difference. Because if you look at just non-Hispanic, Black, and Hispanic, you only get up to like 38%. So there's like 12, 13% out there that's not accounted for.
Mhm.
But we know it's not strictly non-Hispanic white. Everybody follow that?
Mhm.
Okay, so then we had a draft plan B. This was the first one where we had 7 districts. And none of them were MMDs. They were all plurality because none of them had a population, non-Hispanic Black population over 50%.
Mhm.
And you could see in terms of voting age, those numbers went way lower. It was the first time that we started to get into like the 30s and started to drop down
Mhm.
into lower 40s. But non-Hispanic, Black, and Hispanic, all of the percentages in terms of population were above 50%. And one was low 60%. For voting age population, 5 of them were above 50%. But it was also the first time that we also saw that the difference between non-Hispanic white voters and non-Hispanic Black voters in some situations wasn't that great.
Mhm.
And were significantly less than what we had been seeing. So then, and looking at the maps and talking them over with Arkbridge, we wanted to see if we could strengthen that 7-district map, and so we made some changes to that map. We still had a situation where we didn't have any MMDs. The differences improved slightly over what the initial Plan B was. And for a voting age population, we still had like some in the 30% and low 40s. I think the non-Hispanic white population in District 5 went down. Pretty significant.
Here too.
What you saying, District 5?
From the previous map.
Yeah, when we first went to a 7-district map, the non-Hispanic white population in District 5 went down.
It was 2388.
Well, if you go from when we had the 5
Yeah.
districts, it was 58.52% for voting age and 54.88 for population. So,
Okay, I thought we were comparing
Yeah.
the first 7 to the revised 7.
no, I was just saying, it's, when we went to the 7 district maps, that's when we started to see those lower percentages
Mhm.
for the 5th district. And in draft Plan B, we also were not in the hands. So with Plan C, we had 7 districts. None of them were MMDs. We were back in Manans.
Mm.
The percentages, in some cases, in most cases, they went down.
Yep.
Mhm.
And where they went up, it wasn't by that much. And that was both for population as well as voting age. The combination of non-Hispanic Blacks and Hispanics, those numbers, I mean, they didn't change that much. Some cases they went down. Well, almost all cases they went down.
From the previous 7, from the revised.
Yeah,
Plan
from
B.
like the revised, well, from the first 7 to the revised 7, that combination went down. And in a couple of places, it went up.
So,
So it was kind of funky.
yeah.
But by the time we got to C, it had gone down some more. And in a couple of places, it went up. Few places it went up, few places it went down. The draft plan C,
No MMDs there.
Right. Be easier if we had this on a spreadsheet. It'd be easier if we had it on a spreadsheet, you know, all next to each other. Instead of looking back, I don't know Excel, so.
like on one sheet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I thought
because
about that.
instead of going back and forth.
Yeah.
Next.
Oh, but it's not like, the trend is not really like a straight line in any direction. Because it's, sometimes it moves up, sometimes it moves down.
Mhm.
Sometimes it resulted in a substantial change in the numbers and the differences between like the white majority and the minorities. Sometimes it wasn't as substantial, so. I mean, it's never been like just a straight line one way or the other. You agree with that, Kashana?
Say that again, I'm sorry.
Like the changes have never really been like just a straight line one way or the other. Every time.
No,
Like we
like
made it.
it's, yeah, I'm looking at the one where all the maps are up after we just reviewed those, and I mean, when you see all the maps up against each other too, it's like one, we stay close to as is district, then it goes to another like configuration, then it goes back closer to as is district, then it goes to a whole nother configuration. So no, it hasn't been like the same straight lines.
Right.
So yeah, it's like, like with some adjustments, we gained something, but we also lost something.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And vice
Or
versa.
vice versa.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what I mean by,
Yeah,
it's never been like
right.
just a straight line,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, this made this world better.
And I know we didn't approve that, like, I know we're tabling the approval of those minutes, but those were the minutes, when I reviewed it, that's what led us to make the decision on the map that we chose, right? So there's a lot of notes that were in there that would be fruitful, I think, for even this discussion, because it went line by like what's in the districts, what's not in certain ones. So it might be good to even still, even though we're not, we motion not to approve them tonight, but there's notes in there that might be relevant to this discussion too.
I mean, we can look at them.
I was just, minutes from-
Because that's where the comments of like the dilution, like how, I guess what we're talking about, like how some maps dilute,
Yeah.
some maps don't.
It should be in your email.
I opened it up.
Um, okay, August 6th.
You sent that at 1 something this afternoon? It was 1:15 or something.
Yeah, and I think I sent the text. Because I knew people wouldn't know that it was there. Yeah, I sent the text, yeah. So, we could just go over these minutes. So everybody was in attendance except for, Adrian was not at that meeting. Everybody else was there. We did a roll call. Meeting was called to order at 9:07. Nick moved the adoption of July 23rd and July 30th minutes. Motion seconded by Kashana. Motion passed unanimously. I asked Professor Weiss to provide the subcommittee with a brief summary of Dr. Hanley's report for inclusion in our final report. So that was that memo or letter that he drafted to be attached in our report under the section that discussed Dr. Hanley's analysis. I initiated a discussion relating to the public comments received during the August 4th, 2022 joint public hearing. The comments were sorted by categories as follows. So I had attempted to do some analysis of the comments received and to segregate them into different areas that they related to. So there were 7 comments that related to the 5th district, 3 comments that related to Manans, 1 related to the 27th district. There was 1 comment that related to the 14th and the 3rd district. Those are the North Albany and Manans districts. There was 1 comment that related to the 16th district, 1 that related to the 28th and 29th district, and there was 1 comment that related to Waterville. Most comments related to District 5 and parts of Manans, District 14 becoming part of District 3. Discussion about comments of concern. 1, that by creating 7 MMDs, we were potentially diluting the Black vote. Professor Weiss reminded us that our recommendations are based upon a political science analysis, effectiveness, rather than speculation about what someone thinks will happen. Arkbridge noted that the proposed District 5 does not include any of the current District 5 and that Districts 5 and 7 are entirely new districts. Professor Weiss reiterated that the 5% variance did not allow us to implement some of the recommendations submitted, requested by the public. He also reminded us that you do not have to have 50% minority voters in a district to elect a minority preferred candidate, which gets at the whole effectiveness issue. Dr. Hanley's effectiveness analysis found all 7 of the MMDs to be effective. There was public support to go into Manans, and the public overwhelmingly supported 7 MMDs. Some concern expressed about dilution of the Black vote and discussion ensued. Consensus was to move forward with the map as currently configured. Donna moved that the MMD subcommittee move forward with the map as currently configured with 7 MMDs. The motion was seconded by Larry. A roll call vote was taken. Commissioners Bullock, Donna, me, Connie, Larry, and Kashana responded in the affirmative, and the motion carried. Nick left the meeting at 10:03, but prior to his departure stated that he would go along with whatever was decided. And Adrian wasn't present for the vote. Final report. Work continues on our report. We should have a decent first draft this week rather than sending out various sections as completed. The entire draft will be sent to all when completed to cut down on confusion by having multiple reiterations of the report on SharePoint. The ACRC has a mapping meeting tomorrow at 7. Kashana updated the MMD on the survey and asked if she should close it down now or keep it up for a few more weeks, and it was decided that we were going to leave it active. Commissioner Kashana moved that the meeting be adjourned. The motion was seconded by Connie. The motion carried unanimously, and the meeting was adjourned at 10:30. And so those are the August 6 minutes.
Guess we can vote on it.
So I will entertain a motion.
I motion that we approve those minutes.
Can
Or
I
I'm
get
sorry,
a
I motion
second?
that we approve the August 6th MMD Subcommittee Meeting minutes.
Can I get a second?
Second. Oh.
Okay,
Mhm.
so Donna and Connie seconded.
Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So the motion has passed. The August 6 minutes previously prepared by Commissioner Bullock are approved. So that was the August 6 minutes. So Kashana, before I forget, the survey. Should we look at the survey and see if there were any more respondents? Because if
Yeah.
there haven't been any more respondents, then maybe it's okay for us to close it out now, even though in the report, we told them that we were gonna leave it
Leave it
open.
open. I can look really quick while we're.
I mean, it doesn't hurt anything to leave it open, does it?
No,
Or maybe we leave it open until we have a minute.
till we're done.
Yeah.
Because I mean, we paid for it for a year, right?
Yeah.
Kashana?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Not talking to someone.
Well,
So I'm trying to think, the last number, like, was it like 50 something people that had filled it out?
It may have been. I'll have to look. I'm almost in, I think.
Let's see.
See, we had 53 responses. But let me see when's the last date someone's submitted. We had somebody respond October 2022.
Yeah, it seemed like it went out.
And then September. One person responded in September, one person responded in October.
I know,
Um,
for our newsletter.
And I can see, let me see if I can pull where they were from in October.
what
The survey, to take the survey.
okay.
It's in the Delta newsletter, like
Okay.
every week. So somebody might have read it.
And decided to respond.
So in October, what,
There we go. I can't read it. Okay.
So in October, the person was from Pine Hills. And then in September, the person was from Helderbergs.
Okay. So maybe there,
And the
maybe
last
somebody
time,
helping.
yeah, I mean, and the last time before that, we had someone respond was in July, so someone, like you said, must have caught it, but July 26th was the last time somebody had responded before that September and October.
Well, you might get some more because like I said, I just met with some people today. And one of the persons lives in Manans. And she was asking me about redistricting and she said, I don't know anything about this. I said, we've asked for public comment and everything. She said, where can I find it? And I told her where to find it. And I said, you can look at all the meetings on YouTube and everything. She said, when I leave here, I'm going home and I'm gonna look at all of this. She said, I didn't know anything about it. No. So, she may respond and
What
have
caused-
some comment.
You were talking about it? What caused her to ask about it?
Because I was talking about, I said, this gathering today kind of caught me off guard. And I said I had my day planned so that I could just come here.
Okay.
And I said, now it's interrupted, and I said, I gotta do redistricting, and the ladies, you could just see her little ears perk up, what's that? And she started asking questions, and I told her about our map being rejected and partially because we were in Manans. The map went into Manans, and she said, well, I live in Manans, and I didn't know anything about this,
Okay.
but I definitely want to find out.
I was just curious.
Yeah.
So,
I wanted to find out.
Looking through the populations,
Which map?
well, I glanced at all of them. My question is, when did we have the discussion about the DOJ? Remember when we had the whole discussion about, they did a column for us, and that column was supposed to be, was it the DOJ?
yeah, it was
But
connected.
I don't see that.
It was connected with a discussion that we were having about Dr. Hanley's stuff. And
Okay.
then Jeff requested the addition of the DOJ numbers.
Yeah,
But the only DOJ numbers that got added was combination white and black.
Right.
But there's other DOJ numbers.
That,
So it's like, I mean, even the numbers that we look at in these charts
Mhm.
don't really show the full picture because there's like a percentage of population that is not reflected on this chart. That's what I was saying before.
But I remember we did a DOJ column.
June 15th, 2022. That once that document came out with the DOJ numbers.
But it's not part of any of this. I don't see it as part of any of our, I thought, if I remember correctly, I thought we did a column and we added that column to one of our,
Yeah, June is, it's a document that came out June 15th,
okay,
and the DOJ numbers are there. For DOJ non-Hispanic Black and DOJ, and the percentage of non-Hispanic Black.
and so which one of these?
It's not on
It's
that,
not
it's a
on- it's
document
not-
that was sent on June
All right.
15th.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not part of this document.
That's
And it's
my question.
also important to understand that even with those DOJ numbers, you still don't even have the full picture.
Mhm.
So the minority numbers are probably higher than what's reflected on here. And then there could be a certain percentage of numbers that would go towards the other way. We don't know. But there's at least 12 or 13% of population that's not reflected here.
Well, this appears to have done, well, it's got Plan A revised, Plan B revised, Plan C, 7 MMDs, 1 millions. It's the same kind of table we're looking at now, except there were 4 columns that were added at the end. One was DOJ, non-Hispanic Black population, DOJ, non-Hispanic Black percentage of the population, and then the difference, and then the percentage of the difference.
Well, I was just wondering it's okay, I was just wondering why we didn't see it on any of these maps.
Yeah, we weren't using it. We
Okay.
weren't using it until the point where Jeff requested Arkbridge to add it, because it was discussed in the Judge Khan court decision. Yeah, it was discussed in that court decision. So he requested that it be added, but at the point that he requested that it be added, we had went through like most of the reiterations of maps that we developed.
So he requested that it be added, but we had already gone through. So does it mean we never added?
No, it did get added. When he requested Arkbridge to add it, it was added. I mean, they didn't go back and add it everywhere.
Well, that's what I'm trying to figure out, where did they have it? Which,
They put it on a document that they created at that time, and they probably used it, and it probably showed up on anything going forward.
Hey Marie, I just sent you a message. I have to run to my other meeting.
Okay. So do you have any last minute thoughts you want to add before you go?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I just put in the chat too. I want to look back at the minutes of like when we shifted from that vote that we took on the 6th, like something made us, there were a bunch of us that were in favor of map B, like I want to see, I got to look at Dr. Hanley's discussion again. Of
That was the vote before.
yeah, like
But there was a vote before where we voted on map D. And there were a couple of us that liked map C better, but I mean, the vote was for map D, and that was when we put map D out. But
yeah.
then when we went to the effectiveness analysis, map D wasn't determined to be that effective.
Yep.
And that was the May, I think it was May 23rd meeting that we had with Dr. Hanley presented to us.
I can hear. I'm sorry, Donna.
Oh, I'm sorry, that was the May 23rd meeting. She presented to us and Arkbridge. Although they act like they had never heard of it, but it was a joint meeting with them, and she presented her effectiveness analysis and explained it to us. And I remember because even though I took notes, I kept going back to the recording to make sure I had things accurate or filled in blanks and what have you.
So I need to, that's what while we were looking at those maps, I was thinking of that because I remember you asking lots of questions too, to make sure that you had it accurately for the minutes.
Yeah. Okay, Kashana, so we'll
I will watch the rest of the recording once I'm done with this other meeting. I did load the other one for Larry, so it is up there, and I filled in the blanks too of the ones that were missing.
What about the 17th?
I just loaded that one too.
Okay.
So wait, you mean October 17th or?
Yes.
I don't see that one. I can talk to you offline too, but I don't see that one in the recordings.
I emailed it to you.
Okay. All right. I will find it in my email, but I did at least catch us up.
Okay.
Okay. Bye, everyone. Sorry I couldn't be there.
Bye.
Bye, Donna.
Bye.
Bye.
all right, Kashana.
The 17th is Monday.
So the,
I think our meeting was that Wednesday, though, wasn't it? Like the-
Yeah.
Well, the 17th was Monday.
Mhm.
uh-huh.
So what happened on Monday?
Monday wasn't the 17th Arc Bridge? Was that Arc Bridge?
Did we go to court not court.
Um,
What day did we
What?
go?
what date are y'all talking about?
The 17th was a Monday.
October.
I thought it
And I'm
was,
trying to see when did we,
We met at,
I thought we met on the 19th.
we met at the Albany County building.
I thought that
was that Monday?
Was that, I thought that was Wednesday, because
I
then we
thought that
met,
was on
then we
Wednesday.
met Saturday at the church,
No, that was the week, but we met, that wasn't the same week.
was it?
Mm-mm.
No. Where's my, I didn't open it. Let's see now.
Did we meet?
We did, but he's referring
I
to.
thought we met last.
We met last Saturday,
Right.
Right.
We had a
And then
meeting.
Wednesday.
and then we met,
Didn't we meet the Wednesday
Yeah.
before Saturday?
Yeah.
was it Wednesday? Give me a second.
It's the day we met at the county building.
Right.
When it was at
That was the
Wednesday?
19th.
Yeah, Wednesday.
It was the
That's the
19th.
19th.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That's what I thought.
That's the 19th, yeah.
no, we had our meeting, yeah, on the 19th.
And then we met again on.
Mhm.
And then Saturday.
And then Saturday.
So the
Right.
19th to 22nd, but our appearance before the Albany County Legislature.
Was,
That was on,
October-
that may have been,
I had that down for the 11th.
I'm looking, going back to my calendar. That would be correct, the 11th. Yeah, so the meeting.
What
with
was the
legislature on
11th?
The meeting with the
When we,
legislature.
they voted it down.
Yeah,
The
that
day
was
they voted.
October 11th.
that
right,
was October
Right.
And then
11th.
our next meeting was Wednesday the 19th.
Wednesday the 19th,
And
right?
then Saturday
And
the
that's
22nd.
Right,
Yeah.
And
Okay.
now today, ACRC is tomorrow night.
Yeah,
Yeah,
at the library, right? Gilderman?
Yes, but they are. doing
yeah, who's
virtual
planning to attend that?
When is it now?
It's my
Tomorrow
rehearsal
night.
night, so
Tomorrow
It's
I
at
can't.
tomorrow
7:30 at
at
Gilderland
7.
Library.
The 7:30
I
to
can
9.
do
I was
that.
gonna
Is it on
attend,
Zoom?
I was gonna attend virtually.
I'm not sure.
It's on Zoom, right?
That you can zoom it, yeah.
Yes.
I might do Zoom, I'm not
I'm-
sure. I'll be
Well,
able to do
I-
it tomorrow night.
that's my rehearsal night, so
I'll be,
I'll be able to look at it later.
I can't
Yeah,
come Sa-
I'll
this
go in
Saturday.
person.
are you gonna go in person?
I'll go.
I have a, you're gonna go in
I
person?
can go.
Okay, because I have a meeting, at church at 5:30, so,
This is a second.
I figured it shouldn't be more than an hour.
So that's tomorrow?
Tomorrow
Mhm.
night, 7:30.
7:30.
At the Gilderland Public Library.
Okay, so can we just finish going through the maps?
Okay.
So, our draft plan D, that was the first time we had a six district map.
And what?
Draft plan D,
Okay.
we had a 6 district map.
You're talking about page number 10.
No, I'm talking about 12.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
D.
Oh, D, I'm sorry, I thought you said
Okay,
D.
okay, I just want to make sure.
Are you said that's the first time we had
A 6 district map.
okay,
Mhm.
correct, our one and only.
And we had no MMDs, no true MMDs. We had all pluralities. Um,
And
And this one wasn't in
we
Manans.
weren't going into Manans. And I think this was the one we were really looking at one time, wasn't it?
I think that was the first one we put out to the public, but
no, the first one we put out to the public You mean later? The first one we put out was A.
Hey, but after that, okay, that was the second one then, because we put it
No, we
out.
put out A, we put out revised.
A revised,
Yeah,
you did a B,
But
then we do.
I mean, all of them got published, but in terms of,
that one, I know we got like community feedback from,
yeah,
like we hadn't gotten with the other plans.
yeah.
What?
D,
D,
yeah, and I remember we voted to do something with it, because I remember that being a vote, and I remember there was discussion. Because we were looking at this and another one, and this is the one we put out, but I think we just kind of put it out because it was different.
yeah,
And
we put something
And we
out
were
there.
looking for feedback, but I think at some point, even though it was out there, we kind of knew that was not gonna be our final map.
Is it possible that we can, well, one of the things, I guess, is to ask Artbridge to see what else they can do with this? If there's any reconfiguring or something like that they can do with this to
I mean, I
strengthen this
don't-
a little bit?
I don't know if it's this one
If that's
that
what
they
we
need
want
to
to tinker with.
strengthen.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah,
Mhm.
because we're not in the Manans like we are now,
Right,
And it is 7 districts,
right.
and I think it's,
but there are no,
no, this one is 6.
yeah, this is six.
oh, I'm sorry, I saw
Maybe.
District 7.
Well, yeah, but
Well,
Oh, yeah, it's,
the plurality is all,
five is missing.
yeah,
5 is missing. All right,
Right.
I got it, I'm sorry.
It's
Thank you.
okay. Long day.
long day.
Okay,
But I mean, the only reasons for us to make any adjustments is to be responsive to the concerns raised by the legislature. So that would mean that we would be looking at doing something that makes the districts more compact, which ultimately would result in increasing the population percentages in the districts as well as the voting age percentages.
That's true.
I know this is a lot to digest, but remember, the only reason for us to do anything is because of the feedback that we got.
Mhm.
And so,
the feedback wasn't a heck of a lot. To be
Well,
honest
it's,
about it.
yeah,
Wasn't based on any data or information. It was strictly based on opinion, and we have to make our decisions based upon data and information.
well, and it did, yeah, it's asked to see if we could make a more concentrated,
yeah,
in terms of non-Hispanic, Black, and voting age population in the MMDs. Would be, and to see if they would be more effective. But I don't know how they're gonna be more effective because they're gonna be smaller.
well,
I mean, in terms of,
where we started at, we have 5 MMD maps.
Right.
In Dr. Hanley's analysis, where we had those 5 MMD maps, she found those 5 districts to be effective,
Mhm.
right,
similar to the 7 district maps, except for there were the 2 possibilities or opportunity districts, however you want to refer to them. So, we know it's possible to create some MMDs that are over 50%. We know it's possible because we were there.
well, you have right now, the current, you have 3 that are over 50%.
In our current
In the
setup.
current setup. Despite what they said to us, that they have 5 strong districts.
Right.
They have 3 MMDs and they have 2 pluralities. I don't know, yeah, so if you're looking at trying to make them stronger, you're looking to me, you're looking at trying to enlarge, and this is just probably an easy way of looking at it, because the only 2 that are under 50% would be to try to increase. You'd have to do something to try and increase 1 and 6. But that as-is map also does not take us into Manans. And 1 is that area where they got a lot of, I call it dead space.
Where there's
Highway
no people.
warehouse,
Yeah.
1 is large, but there's also, the population in 1, well, as the district is drawn, it's 8,008, so they're a little below the 8,100, which was the ideal population.
Which one are you looking at?
I'm looking at the as-is, the
Yeah,
first
back at the
page,
first.
that's page
The map that says current.
3.
Okay.
Page what?
It says current,
Wow.
page 3.
Mhm.
So, I mean, I think, one thing potentially, I mean, there's MMD plan, original plan A.
Plan A, okay, A or A revised?
I think it's A.
A includes Manans revised.
Right, it's
does
where we
not.
had those combined percentages that went into the 70%.
That's-
Plan,
that's
original plan
original,
A.
That's
Original
original.
plan A, yeah.
And then A revised numbers are not that bad either.
Right.
So
Right.
one thing is whether working from this, it's feasible to add another district
Working from one of those, one of the A's.
or both of them, to add another district without like as substantially diluting
Already have, yeah.
the
Plus,
5.
yeah, and those aren't MMDs either.
Well, one is,
Oh, it's got a little bit,
A little,
yeah, one
but
is.
not as much, this isn't as
Not
far
as
as we
not as
went.
much as we
at the
want.
end,
Right.
Yeah, but maybe
These
if we
numbers are
did
not
that,
that
then you
bad.
could shift and shift.
Well, Maria, are you looking for a recommendation?
No, it's just, I mean, I'm
Well, we
just,
weren't asking
I'm just
On Mark.
talking out loud,
Okay,
I mean, this is all stuff that we're gonna have to think about,
Well,
in
I'm-
terms of what we want.
I was gonna say, are we
Mark,
looking,
should do it.
that, a recommendation as to what to ask our bridge to revisit?
Yeah, that could be one thing, but there's gonna be other things as well, so that's what we need to flush out. Cause we have to be able to target their work, we don't want it all over the place. We
Yeah,
want
I
it-
agree.
we don't really have that much time before we're gonna have to hand something off to ACRC. So we need to have Arcbridge work as efficiently and effectively as they can.
So are we looking at possibly 3 MMDs, which would be 50% and over, and then like 3 pluralities or something like, cause I don't
That,
I
That's
don't know
what I
how we're
was
gonna get
thinking.
4 MMDs at 50%. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know that that's doable.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't know that we can do that.
Oh, I mean, I think if we have three that are stronger, non-Hispanic, Black, and then,
Mhm.
three that are pretty strong with the combined districts. I mean, all of them are gonna be combined districts, but
Mhm. Well, with that first Plan A, the original, we have three Black MMDs by definition, because we have three that are over 50%.
Mhm.
And you got,
And then you
and you
have
got
one
two
at
more
40,
that are
and you have
over
one-
45.
Yeah, you got 47 and 46.
Mhm.
and then in Plan A revised, we also have
That one's
three
good,
that are
too.
over 50%.
Mhm. District
And two that
4 remain the same on both.
50, yeah, we got, well,
No, not quite.
Not quite.
51-24 and
2, 3.
51-16.
2, 3, and 4 seems to be in both of those. Well, the first one, original Plan A is a little higher,
Mhm.
but the percentages for, 2, 3, and 4 also in the revised Plan A is still, those are still MMDs by definition as well.
Right.
Yeah.
And then the other two, I mean, 6 and 1 are not that far behind, 47.98, that's almost 48%, and the other's 46.
Mhm.
And then so you have 3 standalone. And then you have the pluralities. And when you do the pluralities on all of them, they, well, except for 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6. 5 and 7.
Plan A revised doesn't have,
That's what it's in the name.
well, let's see.
Well, not only that, but it's still 1, 2, 3, it's still 5
2, 3.
districts.
It has 1, 2, 3.
Has 3 majority and 2 plurality.
Mhm.
Both of them do.
Both of them, right, just the terms of numbers.
Mhm.
A few of the voting age populations are above 50%, but even the ones that are below 50%, when you look at the other voting age populations, they're still good, and the
Mhm.
combined minority population is good.
Oh, those are all pluralities.
So there's still a few maps here that we haven't looked at. So
Okay.
those were public submissions.
Mhm.
So
Where are you now? Map B? Or,
no, we're at Lars Darling,
Lars.
Gwen Pope.
all right.
Map 13,
On
LD Lars, 7.
All of
Yeah,
theirs
page
are
13.
pluralities.
Excuse me? We on 13?
Mhm,
Now, this is Laws.
mhm.
This is one of his maps, right? How many did he submit? 1, 2. Three. 4. He submitted 4 maps. Does he have us going into Manhattan? Looks like it, huh?
No,
Not on 13,
Not
he
on
don't, but
13,
on
no.
14, he does.
Okay. No, hold on.
dance with
Okay. Yeah, Manans, no, he doesn't know 13. Just looking at the other one, 14. That's what he has us going into.
So it's like 7, but they're all pluralities.
Yeah.
The voting age population with the exception of District 2 is over 50%.
And which map?
On the one, on the page 13.
Population.
What are you looking at, Connie? It's not
Connie, I
over
don't see nothing over
50%.
50%.
No, I said the voting age population in District 2 is everything else is over 50%,
No,
with the exception of
What are
District
you
2.
looking
what are you
at?
looking at?
On here.
Ain't none of them.
Oh, you're talking about the combined
looking
stuff.
combined.
Yeah,
We're looking at black,
yeah.
we're looking at the black.
Well,
That's the total
Got
Yeah,
black right there.
non-Hispanic, black,
I'm looking over
and
Okay,
here,
you-
yeah.
Hispanic.
You looking at.
Looking at the
Because
combined.
it's a plurality.
Yeah. you
What
was-
page are you on, 13?
13.
Yeah.
It's plurality, that's why I was looking over there.
Black plurality districts.
The, so when Dr. Hanley, analyzed public submission, the Gwen Pope map was deemed to be, more effective.
And
Good, Donna?
yeah, I have. They're gonna come here and pick it up.
So if you look at, page 17, that shows you, the effectiveness analysis that was done. And it has, two laws, large, the house map, as well as the Glen Pope map, as well as all of the plans that we had. Well, not all of them, because it only has one of the, it only has one of our Plan A's.
Mm-hmm.
If you go down, underneath it says evaluation of all MMD redistricting maps. So there's another set after that first one. Go below.
Oh, I see it, yeah. June 7th. May and June.
Oh,
You can see the neighborhood splits, you can see the municipalities,
Mhm.
and you can also see the compactness.
Then the higher the number, the more.
The higher the
compact it
number,
is.
the more compact it is.
The Plan D with the 6 MMDs is more compact than the current.
Which is crazy because the numbers are not that good.
Mhm.
Which one are,
The second
Plan D.
set, and it says the Plan D, which had the 6 MMDs, its compactness is 0.42249. The current plan is 0.40630.
Choking.
It is 7 o'clock. So, what do y'all think? Where would y'all like to see us go from here?
I guess if anything, if there's some way that we can. I look like our, other than the
we
map
don't
that we submitted, our better options or something with original, the 2 Plan A's. Because they're all likely to elect, all 5 of those are likely to elect districts. They don't have one very likely. But the current map has 1 very likely and 4 likely. So both of the Plan A's have likely, all 5 of those districts are likely. And there would still be a gain in representation if we try to do 6.
Yeah. So on Saturday, Oxbridge will be at our meeting.
Oh, they will,
Yeah,
okay.
and so that's when we'll have the discussion with them.
What Saturday was that?
It's Saturday. She said on Saturday.
Oh, on Saturday. Oh, they're back, they're coming back.
Yeah, they come back on Friday. I think.
Oh, gosh.
So, I mean, we're not gonna really be completely armed with information until they kind of weigh in, so,
So we're looking
I
at,
mean, we don't have to make a decision
we're
tonight.
looking at the original plan A and the revised plan A.
I mean, that's just a suggestion, we don't
Yeah,
have to
I know,
only
I'm
look
just
at
looking,
that.
because this is, I'm looking at this, and I'm saying, this is, because we're looking at, effectiveness analysis, so we see it. Possible, but, then somebody's gonna argue, well, when you look at the average compactness,
Well,
that may be. I mean, I'm just throwing out there things.
yeah, but but
I'm just throwing out there, I'm
But
just,
what we submitted, based on what we submitted, it's compact,
yeah.
you know, so.
Yeah, I'm just throwing, I'm just, planning, I just trying to
And-
do anything that they
No, I
can,
understand and
that they
trying,
can
and
attack us on.
trying to
Okay.
follow where
I
the
mean-
population went.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Also trying to follow where the population went, because population left the city,
They left the city.
and they came out to like Colony and the Nans and what have you.
I mean, we don't really know where they went.
But they're
Right.
not there.
They're not there.
Yeah, we
We know
we
that.
just know that there were decreases in minority population
And when
in
we
the
saw,
city. And we know that there were increases in surrounding areas.
right,
But never enough to make us
But we
go
don't
out.
know anything down to like.
yeah, they
Yeah.
could make it a district in and of itself.
Yeah.
Could be that they're there and they just didn't fill out the census. I thought about that a while ago too.
Well, depending on the nature of the minority population, there could be
Mhm.
some, yeah, there's that, I'm sure that happened with some of the immigrant population.
I mean, but kind of, the thing that also, I guess, created some balancing is that the non-Hispanic white population went down in almost every district. So while those, while the MMDs were losing minority population, they were also losing
White
non-Hispanic white population.
White folks moving out.
Yeah.
So we getting up out of here.
Well, I just think that, but I also think there's just more births and it's not, there's just more minority children being born than white. I think that's a fact. The Hispanics the same. It's the population. If you look at the demographics, even nationwide, we're getting more and more,
Diverse.
close to, the numbers are, for whites are shrinking and the minorities are increasing. And that's a trend that's gonna continue for a long time. So where did they go? I don't know. They're not, I don't know if they went anywhere. Except for the cemetery.
Well, I know quite a few whites that moved from the area and went south.
Yeah, blacks too.
A lot
So
Nice.
should we adjourn?
Okay, so I guess we're not making a decision.
Well, we weren't gonna make a decision tonight.
Okay.
Anyway, we just needed to refamiliarize ourselves with
And then
where we were at, what we had, what we looked at, how we kind of progressed. I think everybody should take the information
Oh, yeah, we'll
and
take it and
like
review it all over.
re-review it on your own.
What?
Anybody want to add anything else you need to do, Donna?
no, I mean, I think this was good and just kind of
Yeah,
maybe make some suggestions to Santa Pretty. And I mean, Lord knows they know these numbers better than we do.
Yeah,
And they may be able to have some insight
Some
to share
insight,
as
yeah.
well.
Yeah. so that's what I'm saying, until they really weigh in. we don't have the.
A whole lot that we can do.
Going forward. Adrian, you have any thoughts?
I'm baffled.
Connie?
No, I really do agree with the fact it's not much we can do except be, familiar with what we've done and wait and see what Sam and Pretty have to weigh in on it.
Here,
The only one, I agree with everything that, we see that the only map that intrigues me beyond the one we have is the Glen Pope map.
is the new map.
The
Glen
Glen
Pope.
Pope map. I know we looked at it and whatever, but but that's just an
I
item.
mean, that was considered to be an effective map.
Well, I'm seeing
But-
5 likely. 2 I mean, it's where we're at. but Sort of where we're already at, but.
So why don't we adjourn?
Okay. I move to adjourn.
I second.
Okay, I've been properly moved and seconded. That we adjourn. All in favor?
I want to stay there.
You want to stay long?
Hey, all in favor?
Aye.
All right,
So,
wait, hold on.
Marie, I'm gonna be there. I'll come tomorrow night, but Saturday I'm gonna have to take excuse.
we meet on Saturday.
Church.
Back at